Hi, I'm Chris Duller, independent grassland specialist. I'm here today with Dan Bates from Winstay, and the subject of today's meeting is reseeding and autumn management of weeds in summer reseeds. We're in a field that has had a history of being a horrible wet hole. The guy who owns it has had maize and cereals for the last 5 or 6 years, and certainly last year was really struggling with the crop. So he's made the decision to go back to grass in an attempt to try and improve soil conditions, trying to create a nice root mat so that he's not making a mess. As you can see, it's right by the main road. Goodie for cross compliance. People can see what's going on, people can see all the standing water. So the idea being, we want a system in here that minimises all the risk. We've got a reseed that went in about 5 weeks ago. And what we've done is we've done 5 different types of mixture to see if we can find out which is the best one for hitting his targets of producing decent high quality silage, but also keeping decent ground cover so that we don't make a mess and we can keep everything nice and tight. Always the issues with late season reseeds are how we control weeds. Day length shortening, sprays become less effective as we get into colder conditions. Dan, do you want to run us through some of the key problems we've got here? I say it's 5 weeks, all our weeds are small at the minute.
Yeah.
Time to go?
Definitely. If we miss this opportunity now, especially with dairy systems, the infestation of docks in dairy systems is massive problems. Coming out of an arable rotation, all the weeds that we can see in front of us here are all seedling weeds, so they're very soft in weed terminology wise to hit. Anywhere else in the dairy system, when you do a reseeding and you follow it directly straight by grass, you're turning roots over that are about anything from 10 inches long, the plough depth, and any chemistry will not control those docks, doesn't matter what anyone says. This is a perfect example of seedling weeds, good chemistry, hit them now, good mild open autumn, warm, growing well. And yeah, the only thing to consider is what sort of mixes that have gone in. Here we've got a fantastic establishment. We've got a good establishment of clover seed. So it's clover is the main driver in the actives that we decide to go on here with. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, all the issues of reseeding for people are, it's expensive. You know, we're looking at somewhere around £200 an acre to do a proper job. So we want it to last and we don't want it to go backwards quickly. And as Dan says, controlling small weeds now are going to be a lot easier than trying to sort things out next year. The other weapon we've got in the armoury here is a ruck of ewes to come in and graze this, or stall lambs, whatever we can get. So it's just starting to get a little strong. I'd like to graze it at some point just to try and get everything to tiller out and thicken up. We've got to be conscious of the fact that if we do spray this, we've probably got 10 or 14 day window before we can then graze. So it puts us into the middle of October, and I'd like to get on it before it gets too wet and can damage. But yeah, we've got an option to come and graze this. The other message of today is really about thinking about the types of mixtures, as I said, not getting hung up on individual varieties. What's crucial, seedbed preparation, soil structure, number one. The second one is getting the right balance of mixture. So I don't care where it's from, it's just got to be balanced with the right type of grasses to do the job. Where we are here, we've got a mixture that's predominantly hybrid, which is a cross between Italian and perennial ryegrass with some perennial underneath. The hybrid gives us all the yield, the perennial gives us the base. Next door field, we've played around a little bit. We've gone for mixtures without the hybrid. We've gone for mixtures that some are 100% diploid varieties, which are all about base. We're going to monitor the growth of these different mixtures over the next couple of years and see how we go for performance. At the minute, in terms of establishment, this one here with all the hybrids has done really well. Big seed, very aggressive, has gone away really quickly. Some of the others are a bit slower. That might have a knock-on effect in terms of weed burden and how they out over winter. So we're going to be monitoring right the way through next year and see how they perform.
This is an example of seedling docks coming through an arable rotation. From this you can see that the percentage of leaf area is much greater than the root area. So when we're going to spray these, we're getting much better uptake in the whole plant on the leaf area to kill it. Whereas in fields that have been reseeded and have gone back to grass and grass on grass, you cut those docks, you use glyphosate. Glyphosate has killed this dock in the first pass, in the first reseeding. This root was probably like that in the ground and it has started growing again. Same here, use Roundup on the field, put it back to grass. You've cut this there, nearly cut it there with a power harrow probably, Roundup. You can almost get more docks coming back in permanent grassland, going back to grass. So that's going back to Lloyd's field, where he's been in an arable rotation, going back into a permanent lay is a fantastic opportunity to hit those docks in the autumn, in the first autumn, when those docks are small.